Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Patreon bonus stream. Not stream, a video.
Yeah. We're streaming this
Yes.
to the computer for you to watch later.
It's just we're down in the basement where we usually stream, and it made me think we were streaming, although I did think about streaming it.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah. But what we're going to do tonight is something a little different, a little fun. Well, I mean, it's something we've seen before on the Patreon.
We'll see if it's fun.
Yeah, we'll see it is. So, Scott, you may know this.
Yes.
But I've been working on a Tales of Aneria custom Magic set for a while now. Because I love Magic the Gathering. I love my D&D world that I've created. Why not combine the two?
I would be a little worried if you didn't like your D&D world.
Very true. And I thought to myself, hey, there's a lot of pictures here that are really cool that we could use in other areas, right? And most of this is like AI art that I generated because it was just...
An area?
Like an area, yes.
Okay.
But most of this is just like AI art that was generated for the set because I wasn't like... I felt okay about generating it because I wasn't like actually selling the set or anything like that because I couldn't. But I decided, hey, why don't we take these images and I run Scott through a tier list on every single named character that the party encountered well, not every single, most of them. 99%.
I was going to say, oh man.
99% of the named characters.
All of them?
From season 1. So you're going to rank them.
Okay.
And I want you, like, what do you think your criteria are going to be for this? Memorability?
Yeah. So how memorable they are. Like
it's going to be a lot of D tiers.
like character design.
Okay.
Like how cool they were, or like how big of an impact they made, kind of like to the world, I guess, or to the story. Whether or not I want to punch him.
That's true. There we should have a most punchable face category.
We'll put a category in for most punchable face because I'm pretty sure there's at least one that needs to have their face punched. And then any other criteria, you know.
Yeah.
So
anything that you can come up with. Okay, cool. So before we jump into it, again, these are all AI generated art, so there may be some wonkiness as you look at the pictures.
Right.
Yeah, too many fingers, too many legs.
Yes.
Too few legs in some cases.
That's true.
There are some pictures that
Bolt
are not.
needs 4 extra legs.
It's true.
I didn't tell you this. They're actually like
they're not
insect
attached.
style. Yeah, they're just extra legs.
Yeah, they're just spares.
Yeah, they're in the bag of holding. Just in case I need a new leg, you can just...
But there are some pictures that are not AI generated in here. And I don't have the artist credits currently. I'll try and post them with the video so that we can make sure they're there, just if in case anybody wants to see it. And lastly, patrons, we are going to post the link to this tier list because it is public.
Oh yeah, we want to see your rankings.
Yes.
Please do that.
I might actually post the tier list on the Discord as well.
Probably a good idea.
Unfortunately, there's no names that go along with it.
Oh.
So it's going to be people like being like, who the hell are these characters? So I may have to like edit these to have a text name in there before I post it publicly. Yeah. So we'll see about that. But I think we should get started here.
So first up, we got
Bolt.
My main person.
Your main man?
My main person.
Yep. That's right. Gosh, I can't believe it. On a Patreon stream, are you kidding me? Yes.
Bolt.
Yes.
And I'm biased, but I gotta go S tier.
I figured that was gonna happen.
I mean, S for Scott, right? I play it. No one else is gonna get S tier. Sorry, rest of the group.
Sure, it's not A for asshole.
A for my last name, yeah.
Or B for Bolt. Like,
ooh. So Bolt goes in S, A, and B.
So can you put him in B, but then put B tier up at the top? No, I'm just kidding. Please don't do that. Yeah. So Bolt,
I think out of most of the characters, Bolt probably made a pretty decent. Impact on the story,
yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, I mean, a deep impact, some would say.
So,
I should preface this spoilers for season 1.
Oh yes, very, very many spoilers.
But you're a Patreon or your patron, so you already know all of season 1 and all the spoilers. Next up is Darian, and this wonderful little image that I have of Darian that is almost nightmare fuel.
Yeah,
but he is very adorable.
Yeah, and you know what?
Yeah,
let's just do this.
I do have a bigger picture of him here.
Let's just do this.
Yeah.
So we got a tab. There we go. We got a Darian. Needs more legs.
Yeah, he's missing most of the leg on that
there's
leg right
there's
there.
Like a part of a leg that I think he might have
eaten.
He might have eaten and left just the hoof.
So every time I tried to do a bounder in the AI generation, it made them with hooves.
Yeah.
And I like it, so I'm keeping it as design. Like I love that they
now
have like
I was kind of joking, but I kind of like the idea of a 6-legged Darien.
6-legged bounder.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Mutant bounder.
We're gonna have to make a new tier here.
Oh, already. Okay.
Yeah.
Add a row above.
This
or a
is
row
gonna
below?
be.
Above. Nice.
Oh, how do I do this? Let's see.
So now
Yep.
that you got to click the name here. I
Oh. Okay.
think. Yeah.
Bestest boy.
Bestest boy.
Yeah. Bestest boy.
Okay.
And that's a terrible color. Purple. Purple's the best color.
Purple is the best color.
So we got Darien. Bestest
boy.
boy.
He is definitely bestest boy. Mhm.
Yeah, and we didn't use him to his full advantage. He could have been a great trap hound,
Yes.
but
Some people.
Tori didn't like the idea of having to resummon him over and over and over again. And speaking of
Some people have
some
no fun.
people,
Yeah. Eve.
Eve.
Yep. A little bit of a smaller picture for Eve. Just like what I can get.
So, I loved Tori's character.
Yes.
And this was so fun to watch this character go from a kind of timid, kind of shy to very strong-willed and very much caring about her family, her adopted family. I mean, she obviously cared about her regular family, but back when we got to
seeing
back to
her come into her
stuff.
own was really it was a good story.
Obviously, S tier,
S tier, but below Bolt still.
Yeah. Sorry, Tori. Yeah.
Next we have Ezra.
Can I just hit the arrow key?
Yes, you can.
I can.
Specifically Archer Ezra, and that's definitely a bow. I don't know what you're talking about.
That is just so. This part right here is just it's not like a weapon. It's like a fancy scarf, like blowing in the wind as he's doing a cool,
and that's
a cool bow.
Like
bow
the
shot.
pieces are all here, right?
Yes, yeah.
Like most AI, the pieces are here.
This was fun. S tier.
Yeah,
and super biased, obviously.
I like Ezra's storyline. I like the whole split thing, and
so
we'll get to Wizard Ezra.
So that was a fantastic twist, by the way. The whole changing Ezra from one to another. Very few DMs and people that I know have ever done that.
No,
they shy away from it because either they're afraid their players are going to hate it, or their players are like, no, I'm not doing that. Which you fully talked to Dallin and you said, this is what I was thinking about happening, and Dallin was like, I kind of want to play switch to wizard to an archer.
Yeah, I mean, he broached the subject to me first, so I was able to work around that. And you guys, I have to give props to my party because you guys definitely went with it.
The only thing that's missing, the unicorn horn.
There is a unicorn horn Ezra. He's just not listed here. It's not appearing in this film. But yeah, I mean, if you guys hadn't have gone along with everything that was happening, it wouldn't have worked. So props to the party on that as well.
Yeah. So next we've got
good old Kes.
Yep. Yes. Our airship pilot of the greatest treasure, which I had a plan in mind when you first mentioned needing an airship, and we kind of talked a little bit about the origins of the ship and how it was sort of pieced together about with different parts. And I was like, "Yep, I have to build this." And so this is the first like piece of terrain, or a real piece of terrain that I had made that wasn't just like a piece of foam painted, right? Like I cut up popsicle sticks and I did all the stuff,
all the work for it, and it worked. It looked great.
And Kes was throughout the campaign, or at least for season 1, and
miss you in season 2, buddy.
Yeah, he's a bestest boy.
He's a bestest boy.
Yeah.
Is he bestester than Darian?
Yes, because he's got an airship.
Okay.
Yeah.
You love airships.
Yeah, I love airships. Pardon?
Represented here more as a dwarf than I think Colby wanted.
Yeah.
Colby was kind of just like an elf with some a little bit shorter, kind of thing. But
yeah, I love the idea of tall for a dwarf, which is not that tall, but still taller than a dwarf, but very short for an elf. Yeah. Like that to me would have made Ceradon more intimidating.
Yeah.
Right. Especially when, like, not intimidating at first, but like as soon as she starts like, whirling the blade around and casting darkness and stuff like that. But because of darkness, I gotta A tier it.
Oh.
And that's only, that has nothing to do with the character of Colby. It has everything to do with the fact that I hated darkness so bad because it was one of those, yeah.
It screwed up a lot of
It screwed up so many plays.
Yep. That's why eventually we
Okay,
gave...
I can't do that. He's a...
Okay.
That's mean.
Very low S, though.
Yeah, at the bottom of the S.
Make a new tier. You better watch yourself.
Ooh, you're
so close.
you're one darkness away from, you know.
Yeah. But that's why I eventually gave Colby his Song of the Unseen, which just affected him more than anything else because I knew it was getting to the team.
Well, and everyone else had dark vision or had some kind of thing to fight blindside or something like that. And I didn't, and it was like every time I was totally worthless. And it made a few fights kind of frustrating until the darkness was either gone or I got out of it, which was fine. But once he got the Song of the Unseen, it made things a lot better for me. Yeah. And this is my tier list. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, your tier list can be different.
And next we got Victor Udanta.
Trying to get the program to do blindfolds on people is a nightmare. Is what I figured out during the course of this. But I really like the armor that it gave him.
Yeah, really cool. So Victor's our Genasi. So he's actually supposed to be blue-skinned.
Yes.
Technically.
Yep. You can only take so many colors in the AI, apparently.
Yeah. So...
we work with what we got, people.
Yeah. He's an air Genasi.
He's half air, half fire, technically.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because his dad is a fire Genasi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And he came to us with a character idea of, I want to play a blind character. And I think your first reaction was, what?
Excuse me?
How is that going to work? It did. Yeah. You guys made it work, which I think is awesome. And so, of course, S tier.
Yeah, I think, the top 5 definitely need to go to the players. I was not expecting anything less.
Yeah.
Now we get into the meat of the potatoes. That's how that goes, right?
And this is...
what do you think this is?
I think this is the Choir of the Crags.
This is the Choir of the Crags, or a representation of what they can channel through, right? There are a few individual choir members that we'll get to later because we got to know them a little bit better. But I wanted you to kind of tell me what you thought about the Choir of the Crags as a whole.
This was very much a the cause of and solution to a lot of our problems.
Yes, it's true.
And it definitely there was definitely some facepalm moments with some things that happened with the choir, and it was like, oh no, oh crap, I can't believe that.
Some great reveals with it too.
Yeah, I really liked the part where we all got like pulled into it, and we're doing the like trial things, and we met Aventi for the first time. I thought that was really cool. I'm gonna put an 8 here,
okay,
because I think it was a lot of fun.
Alrighty,
but it's probably gonna get bumped down.
A for artifact.
Yeah, A for artifact.
Next up is, do you know who this character is? And this is also going to be a theme of
this is the mayor of Six Hills.
Yes, Mayor Balin Heck is his name.
Yeah.
Name. Actually, sorry, his name is Balin Heck. Balin
is his title.
Is the title? Yes. Yep. He had a seatbelt, if you remember.
Yeah.
He was the one who had the seatbelt. He was
pointing me in the direction of the seatbelt, which is good. So
which is your favorite.
That
magic
bumps
item
him up
from the
in points.
Yep.
However, he was only there for a very short time, and he was just barely kind of like a kickoff thing. We'll put him in C tier for now.
Alrighty.
And go from there.
Understandable. You never forget your first, is what I always like to say, and I think that goes doubly true for this.
This is Brander.
Yes,
old punchy face.
Yep.
He looks a lot cooler in this AI art than I imagine.
Yeah, he looks a lot older. Definitely.
We should have grabbed Preston's art that he made, the punchable face one.
I thought about it, but I don't. I think that's a little too smarmy for me.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. This is we're gonna do old punch face. This is a nice red. Oh, whoops! It changed that. Red.
Yeah, you changed the D.
What was it supposed to be?
I don't remember. Yellow or green? Green. It was green.
Green was green. Okay. So this is just punch my face now.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. And it is baby shit green is what it is, because that is what Brander is.
It is hilarious how much hate Brander got for being only a character that you saw once.
Well, you played him perfectly, and you made us all loathe him.
Yes. Again, you
And-
never forget your first bad guy.
No, and he never came up again. At least
He came up in a Little Hopes game.
Yeah, a Little Hopes game, but not a primary game. And yeah, he definitely made a mark on my fist.
He made a mark on everybody's.
Yeah.
Yep. Originally, he was going to be torturing you in the beginning.
Oh.
As in, like,
Oh,
you were
yeah,
going
I
to
think
have,
you
like, a
talked about
control circlet on, and he was going to be using you as a target dummy.
Yeah, I was going to have a droid.
Yeah, a restraining bolt.
Restraining bolt.
This is...
Yinny.
No.
Holly.
The other half.
All right.
Yep. Holly, the Way of the Mercy monk, kind of the healer of Brander's group. Not healer as in like she was with Brander, but more like they were school partners.
They were training together and stuff.
They were doing
yeah.
a group project, and she had to do all the work.
Yes.
Yeah. She came around a few extra times.
Yes.
In the adventure.
One time she wasn't. Didn't we meet her where we fought the Doulahan?
Yes, you
Yeah.
did. You met her when you fought the Doulahan, and she had grown a little bit. She had gotten a butterfly tattoo on her lower back from Glitterbug. I don't know if you remember that.
It's just called the Scare Bolt.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, and then she also showed up in a Little Hopes game as well. She was a patron of the Little Hopes.
Yeah, she was fun. B tier.
Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Good. I'm gonna see if you know who this one is.
This is the bull that Eve kept insulting about his smell. No, this is the druid from the Brewfest.
That is correct. Yep.
Brewfest thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know which one you're. Oh, you're
The other
talking
Minotaur.
about the other Minotaur.
And she kept trying to punch, and he kept beating her up.
No, this is Hollick's half furrow.
This one may have smelled bad too. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure Bolt went to his wedding.
Oh,
it was off camera. It was off
Yeah.
season, but I know Eve very much was like, "Let me get your communication ring details because I want to come to your wedding," kind of thing. So I'm sure she dragged the entire party along to that.
Yeah, he was fun. B tier.
Yeah, I think that's fair. He also helped bring Embarrass back. If you
Oh
remember.
yes.
Yeah. You helped.
Which I got the feather from.
Yes. Then we've got Instructor Crier.
He
Sounds like he's just got 2 titles.
He automatically is going to go like at least C tier because he reprimanded Brander by the end of it.
Yeah,
He was
okay.
like, okay, no, we don't do this in the school.
You're doing the bad stuff. Bolt's friend. Bolt knew him when he was a kid, actually, and came back around years later to find the old man. This very wizened half-orc monk.
Yep.
So I think he's a very fine gentleman. Who do you think?
Ezra's sister?
Nope. This is Justicar Gren Whitehall.
Okay.
Yeah.
From
Six Hills.
From Six Hills.
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember her being a half orc or anything.
She was actually a half.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was.
Helped you guys fight off the Mudmen. She took on the Earth Elemental while you guys fought the smaller ones because you definitely were not leveled enough to fight a Mudman. And then she gave you your first job.
Yeah. Yeah. So she kicked everything off. So we're gonna give her some A tier.
Yeah.
We'll put her above the cracks.
Yeah, I like Grand Whitehall, and then she's the Justicar that everybody remembers too.
Hallex and Nyx.
Malix
and Nyx.
Malix and Nyx.
Yeah. The twins.
I did not get a good representation. They were supposed to be full tieflings.
They're tieflings, and
I tried so much.
I remember
to get
them
it.
because I painted them. Were they both red skinned? I can't remember.
Yes, they were both red skinned. Yep.
Yeah, but I did like alternating colors on their outfits and
the generator would not work with me on this one, so I just kind of
I'm gonna put them in. I'm gonna put them in C tier.
Okay, they're not really that memorable, so I understand that.
Yeah.
Their whole gimmick was that like they shared health kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I always love a good like twin bond sort of character.
They had those rings, the rings you can get that let you
that
share
link you-
damage.
yep, mhm.
Yeah.
Do you know who this is?
Is this the? Wasn't she in an inn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was the host of the inn. She helped us.
She was a waitress.
And it was I can't remember the inn's name. It's in my notes.
I don't remember the inn's name either. It's from Six Hills. This is Tess Darnathel is her name. She
of House
is,
Darnathel.
Yes, actually. She is away at Millbrax College learning to be a dancer and a bard when you guys meet her. And she kind of just had some conversations with the party, helped them out.
So is this basically what she looks like? Or is she like half elf or she's just human, right?
I think she is human. Yes,
Yeah.
I think Darnathel is a human.
And she was like a rich girl that was in town. Was she going to school?
Yeah,
or something?
She basically she kind of shunned the family merchant business and wanted to be a dancer, and kind of made her the black sheep of her family.
Yeah.
Stuff that wasn't really talked about.
I really like her design, so we'll give her B tier.
And then we've got good old Yinny Gracefold.
Victor
Victor's
would be
first
very
love.
very upset if I didn't rank her pretty high. For the knife dancing alone.
Yes. And I do love how AI art kind of worked with me here and made a floating knife.
dagger.
Yeah, like I thought that worked, even though that shouldn't have worked really well. Like it worked really good. So don't zoom in. You're gonna peek behind the curtain too much. But yeah, I like Yinny. Bringing her back in with Holly was great, and giving her kind of a unique spin on knife dancing, where she had like that dagger surfboard, that crystalline dagger surfboard that she flew around on. I thought that was really fun.
She's B tier.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Perfect. Next up is Embarrass, a character that you didn't really meet too much.
Yeah, we had a little bit of time in the Hollowbend Sanctum with him.
He actually wasn't in Hollowbend. You brought him back to life, and then he went back to Hollowbend.
That's right.
Because he was...
He was in the
he had been eaten by aberrant creatures.
Yeah, but he did give me the feather, which was useful later on. So
I love me a good phoenix owl. Like
it's pretty cool. Yeah, we'll put him in B tier. How about
that? Next up, Glitterbug.
Good
old Glitterbug. Very much a staple of Tales of Aneria, I think, at this point.
All the butterflies. Let's go D tier.
D tier. No.
No, she's good. Actually, you know what? Bestest boy.
Bestest boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. She helped us a lot with just starting out, and we've gone back and has been a good friend to the party since.
Yep. Recently met her again, actually.
Watch season 2.
Yes, it's really good. Do you know who this is?
This was the King of the North, or the White Winter King, or whatever.
I think
Wolf
I
King.
specifically called him Winter King. I think I have their names here.
Can't see. That's the last one.
Yep, it's too far down. The Winter King, one half of the coin in a specific Hollowbend storyline that ended up spawning basically the whole history of Hollowbend off of it.
Yep.
Because you guys managed to do something I wasn't expecting. I was expecting you to take a side and
then fight on that side. We ended up healing their relationship together.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you guys kind of helped reprimand both the Winter King and the Winter Queen.
Okay, first of all, that's cool.
Yeah, I think the design
did a really good job.
Yeah, the AI did a really good job.
But I'm ranking her higher.
Ooh.
I'm putting her in A tier because I love me a Spider Queen. Like, always cool. Dried her stuff, love it. Yep. Especially with like the drow and things like that. I really like that.
Yeah.
So
and I definitely wanted.
She kind of fits in that vibe for me.
I definitely could just make her a spider.
Plus,
and him a wolf.
I'm really proud of the figure that I painted for her.
Actually, it was a really good figure. It was an early win for you, right? Yeah. All right. Next up, do you know who this is? I won't even make you guess, actually. This is a pretty obscure one. This is the Weeping Swordsman, or a representation of the Weeping Swordsman.
I always expected... I probably can't do mask very well, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't
I always
do mask
expected
very well.
like a mask with like teardrops.
Yeah, see how it kind of tried to do the mask?
Yeah,
here?
okay, a little bit.
Yeah, and then he also wears a full-on hat.
Yeah,
but
this is B tier for me because I love that you were able to weave this like into the world as a whole. Like it's one of those like... you created a parable or a myth or whatever that basically everyone knew.
Yeah,
it was like one of those like it was the Weeping Swordsman's the MCU of an area.
Yes,
kind of everyone
connected.
knows.
Yeah.
Everyone knows him or knows of him in some fashion.
I liked when the Weeping Swordsman said "on your left" to Saradon in that final fight. Yeah,
the best part is when Victor did that performance. In Hollowbend, and we were able to not bypass, but pass the test.
Trial.
Yeah, the trial.
I thought that was really good. Do you know who this is?
Is this the troll that we met on the road?
Yes, his name is Brux.
And
if you don't have food, you are food. That was like his only line.
Brux gets D tier because he Hulk smashed bolts.
Yes, he did. And he's just not very memorable. Like he literally was a random encounter.
Well, sorry. To clarify, I am not ranking only off memorable.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes it's just my initial ooh, this character. And it's not that I don't like him. I will preface this with, I like all the characters that we've come up with for what they are.
Yeah.
But I am definitely basing a lot of this off of how would Bolt also react to this person.
You're doing this tier list in character.
Well, I do not like getting smashed by him, so D tier.
Perfect. Next up.
This is... what's her name? We were going to make a cookbook, or we want to make a cookbook. I can't remember her name. Is just a sec. We might have to cut this because I'm gonna come up with it. I'm gonna think about it. Ainor.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
Ainor
Elevere.
Elevere. Yep.
And she's also got a flaming pot of chili, which Bolt was absolutely like, I would like your hottest chili, please.
That's what. By the way, go back to this picture. This is what happens when you tell Art to make a cowboy gnome.
Because, that's right.
Because
she has southern accent.
This was the start of my southern accent decline. And she even had cowboy boots on.
Yeah, and a hat, right?
And a hat. Well, I kind of added the hat, but I was like, let's see what it does with a gnome hat or gnome cowboy hat, and that's apparently what it does. Yep. Not bad. But yeah, Ainor is.
Ainor is S tier for sure.
All right,
for that chili alone.
For the chili alone.
This is the guy that came white, not green something. Greenfield, no Greenwood.
Yeah. He is
House Greenwood. From House Greenwood. They patrol the long road, or they were supposed to.
Yeah, he was supposed to. He's like the only one that actually did. Technically, his name is Malik Greenwood. However,
Malik the Melodious.
There is already a Malik the Melodious, so I changed his name for the magic set that I did. But he's Malik for everybody.
He was fun. Beat here.
Okay, yeah, not too bad. He kind of helped the party out of a rather nasty fight.
And I think he was a little instrumental in. When we got to Terabon, and they didn't have a really powerful house, but he was able to. Wasn't he able to get us like an audience with another house or something?
House Greenwood is actually an evil house. We'll get to the other ones later, but yeah, he was able to kind of get you the rest of the way. This gentleman.
This is this Lucian or Lucan?
Nope, this is Skaven is his name. He was the bandit that was that had that toll station.
Is that the one with the Minotaur?
No. So the Minotaur was when you guys came out of Hollowbend. This is the one with the turtle druid that you guys fought on the road, and then the Greenwood knight came up and rescued you. This was a very hard fight, and he was kind of a swap. I just punched my face now. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to apologize for this next one. This is Hug. It was not like
I love how the head is perfectly green, yes. And then it's back to tan skin.
Like he's been doing like he's been bronzing himself, right?
I'm not seeing a badger, friend.
Yeah, no. Like I said,
Hug is absolutely a best boy.
Oh,
yeah, he's gonna be up here.
Oh, wonderful! I'm so glad. Yeah, I loved Hug. I thought he was a great. Not only was he a great fake out for the party to be like, oh, we're trapped and there's this ogre in here with us guarding us.
And we were able to refriend him. Yeah.
Do you know who this is? You're gonna have to have me my phone if you don't remember, because I have to bring up the name because I can't remember.
Oh, really?
His name. I know the character. I just can't remember his name.
Is he in Terabon or was he in?
So we are in. So they're all kind of in order of storyline, and right now we are in Willow Creek Hollow.
Oh, he's the headmaster, or not the headmaster, the school teacher, Ixburn. Isn't that his name?
No, Ixburn is.
I know that Ixburn's the owl, but didn't he name Ixburn after him or something?
Nope.
This was Ezra's.
Professor Alarion was his name.
Ezra's professor.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Correct. Who was still his professor after the shift, which was everybody was kind of confused on, but it worked. He's the one who actually gave you the information about Aldsteel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay, so we'll put him in C tier.
Yeah.
C tier. We only saw him a little bit, and obviously I don't remember him very well.
Yeah. But. No worries. Next up, it's Thulian Crawl. Is that just where every bad guy is going to go? Is just punch me in the face now?
Maybe.
Okay. What did you think of Thulian as a bad guy?
Actually, he was better. The whole like, I don't know, time thief, however you would classify him like going after time magic and like screwing with people's pasts, and he like literally went and changed Ezra basically. He captured us and that was a tough fight. He put us in the stupid that cave or underground or whatever.
Yeah. I always thought that Thulian Crawl was a better BBEG than Aventhi.
Yeah.
Like Aventhi was supposed to be the overarching.
For that, we'll put him in C. How about that? Come on.
You gotta like switch it. Yeah, you gotta. Aventhi was like this overarching kind of like hidden in the background figure that you guys were always on your way towards, but Thulian was always there kind of hounding the party from the beginning. And he was meant to be kind of a lower tier member of the Infinite Sight, but then when Dowling came to me and asked to change the story, I decided to make him a more prominent member. And the rest is history.
Yep.
Next up, Wizard Ezra.
Wezra. Because it's Dowling's character, I'd normally rate them at S, but I'm going to rate them lower because we didn't get to experience much of Wizard Ezra. We did get some backstory, but I don't know how much of that has changed from how it would have been if Wizard or Ezra had been a wizard the whole time, or if with the whole switch to fighter. So we'll put him a little lower because I only had like 10 or 15 episodes with him, and then he got.
Yeah, and then he came back a little bit later, but it was always kind of a
he was like alternate universe version. And this is Ganymede.
Actually, this is Goldie. I don't have Ganymede on here. An unfortunate.
Okay, well, because
we can say it's both.
Yeah, because Goldie and Ganymede are sensual lovers.
Yes,
they get best as boys.
Both female birds, but yet they have had children because one of them is
magic.
Celestial. Yeah,
magic, of course.
I'm wondering if you know who this is.
Is this the dwarf we met outside of Terrebonne?
This
in
is
the caravan.
This is a dwarf that you met in Bell's Watch. Not Gerard, the Stonefist. But the leader of the Fallowshield clan, actually, this is Herdras.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
He wasn't as prominent because you guys didn't include him a lot, but he did talk with you, and he did bring Ceradon into like his clan. He was there for the ceremony. Yeah. So he definitely.
Yeah,
deserves...
I'll put him in D tier. I don't remember. Yeah. I don't really remember him at all.
And that's fine.
Yeah. That's Gerard.
That's Gerard.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
he's a little too
old Stonefist himself.
He's got too much clothing up top, but that is Gerard.
Yeah. He was a lot of fun. I'm going to put him.
Inspired by the figure that you had, where the dwarf had the stone fist. Like that is what inspired the character. Yeah. In fact, yeah, you still do have it here. Very cool, very fun, like character that kind of just was irreverent and jovial all the time.
Yeah.
So.
I still got to finish painting him. I'm sorry. I'll get to it eventually.
You probably won't remember her at all. Oh, by the way, Gerard was the one who came up with your name. Or in game, he's the one who came up with the Wayward Watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, Bolt? What? Oh, I came up with that name.
This is
10 years ago, Cory.
Yeah. Was it 10? Oh, yeah. This is Mayor Bolin, the mayor of Bell's Watch.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She wasn't in it too much, but she had, like, she gave you the task. She brought you into the...
That's a D tier. That's a character I don't really recall. I mean, I know of her, but...
Yeah.
She very much looks like Jessica Jones.
She does, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think that looks...
Yeah, from the Marvel series. Oh, this is the... is this the Rotten Tree?
This is, yep. Do you remember his name? It's fine if you don't.
No.
Needle Branch.
Yep. I was thinking Witherbark, but that's something else, I think.
Yeah, that's just a cooler name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is an AI art, by the way. That is a personal piece done by somebody. So really good stuff.
Really cool.
Yeah, Needle Branch was definitely was memorable.
That is absolutely going to be A tier because that was a fun fight, and that was a really cool to see a treant being like fully corrupted and stuff. Yeah, I like that a lot. And She of Many Tangles.
She of Many Tangles, of course. If you're
very Kerrigan-esque.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely, she's made out of vines a little bit more than AI art could give me. At least the way that
absolutely going to go in A tier.
All right.
Definitely love the design, love the idea. I'm a huge fan. And Cory can attest to this. Every time a set of 3D printable files come out and they are carnivorous plants or vine monsters or treants.
Yep.
I'm like, yep, that's an instant buy. And so anything that's like, a lady made of vines, hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Also, you got a good character when every time you talk about a specific court, your party goes, oh, is it She of Many Tangles? Because you guys just loved her so much, apparently.
Yep. And she did the whole flower bulb
pull you guys through
transportation network thing.
Yep. Next up,
Ediquathan?
This is an Ediquathan, yes.
Yeah.
This is a Grentha the Deep Strider. She is one of the trials that you went through the choir for, so she's a choir member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When you fought her, it was a quick combat, and we had to represent her because we didn't have a Ediquathan printed. We had to represent her with a octopus lady. So it didn't quite come across in that regard, but she is a trident wielding member of the choir.
So that is definitely an A tier as well, probably about mid, because
you just love the Ediquathan.
I love the Ediquathan. I had a hand in helping make them and their society, and helping kind of come up with their city.
Yeah.
And I just also I'm a big fan of anthropomorphic animals in your D&D world.
Absolutely. Next we have another member of the choir, Benevito Yenderov. Benedetto, the werewolf who wore the choir as an amulet to help himself maintain his own stuff.
Let's shrink us down a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Shit. The walls are closing in.
Linkin Park starts playing. I don't remember him at all.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go D tier.
His trial was you had to walk through a burning hallway.
And I've also I gotta say, knowing your wife, I have seen more wolf people in the past few years than I had my entire life building up to that.
I love all anthropomorphic animals except for wolves.
Except for werewolves.
Yep.
Screw them.
Okay. Next up we've got...
Is this another trial?
No, actually, this is not. Although we are very glad that the art cut off where it did.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
This is Gressa from the Bone Taker clan. She was the orc who was who was trying to anchor a bridge between their world and yours.
Poor Perrin.
But she wasn't very memorable. She didn't have too many lines because you guys got into combat pretty quickly.
Yeah, but I got to rank her pretty high, probably mid B, because you took a character that I played in another campaign and tied it into the world so uniquely and seamlessly that I was like,
oh, here we go, great. I mean, I did that with a lot of your characters apparently.
That's true, yeah.
Next up is a gentleman.
This is actually really cool.
Yeah,
cool art. I love the shoulder pads are kind of almost like stars.
A little bit, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
This is Ivan Faust, the prime of the Lapis Wing. Meant for defense, taught Victor a lot of stuff kind of that formed his character going down the line. So, and he was also with you guys helping protect you.
I gotta finish it here. No, C tier for that.
break the trend,
probably
please.
About.
All right,
I'll say there.
All right. Yeah, I thought he was a lot of fun. He was a great character. He was also shirtless for Eve, and she liked it.
Oh yeah, that's right. And she just loved her shirtless guys.
Yep. And then we have his mother, Lenora.
Is this with the Stillwind tree? The leaves?
Yes.
this is like that that part of the story.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
And she was the former prime of the wing. She was the one who actually was at Victor's
Christening.
christening. Yes. Christening.
She might have been there too. I don't know.
Yeah. His bris. But yeah, she was the one who
dancing.
Yep, she actually is like the lady of 1,000 needles because she controlled a bunch of tiny needles. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Inspired by
that's
a
a
character from Superpowers, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, the old telekinetic lady that's a teacher, that's a professor in the college, and is like the Emerald Hydra is her name, and that kind of inspired the character there. So, who do you think this is?
Malik the Melodious.
This is Malik the Melodious
with his Obodius.
Yep, his Obodius.
Because it's all. I love how it is. It is absolutely a. I'm a computer. I don't know what musical instruments look like.
Hey, look.
But hold on. But also fantasy. So like, because you can see how it like comes down here and like curves around, like, and it looks like there's almost like extra pieces that would be attached that make you could like you reach down and squeeze the like bop it bulb and it makes an extra noise, you know.
Yeah, I mean Malik is using the choir to its full power here, right?
The choir as a bop it.
I love it.
Flick it and it throws a lightning bolt out.
Perfect. We met Malik a couple times, or Colby did. Just kind of talked with him.
I'll put him like mid C.
He's definitely like a catalyst for a few things.
Maybe low C because it was very much we just saw like the one time.
He also was a folklore figure that I included into the story.
That's right.
Kind of combined.
He was like a legendary, famous bard or whatever.
Yep. Next up.
Oh yes, this is the Chain Lady.
Yep.
The Butcher of Bravel.
The Butcher of Bravel herself. No Sarai.
That's right.
I won't make you strain your brain too hard.
Cool.
Yes, the design on this one worked out really well.
That is this is S tier.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, fun story. When Cory was getting married, I ran a one-shot D&D game as like a kind of like a bachelor party thing.
Yep.
For him and some friends. And one of the things that I did, which I was super happy with, was we faced him a dragon made of chains.
Yes.
And so again, I'm all about like I like the plant stuff, but I also love when things are made out of other things.
Yes.
Golems, constructs, or creatures made out of ball bearings or bowling balls or cannonballs or kitchen utensils.
Bowling ball golem sounds crazy.
Yeah. Especially because it sounds like a bowling alley when
Next
it comes.
Terradale.
Yeah, when it comes rolling at you, it sounds like a. Just write that down: bowling ball or bowling alley golem.
I will definitely. No Sarai, I thought was a very great character. One of the big reveals for the series.
Oh, and then her daughter.
Yes,
her daughter was in. So if you're going in order, this is out of order.
Nope.
Because we met her in the trial.
You met her in the trial
right.
earlier on, yes.
But we didn't know she was the Butcher of Bravel
until you heard the story. Yep.
That's right.
And specifically, Eve told you the story and didn't connect it to the Choir of the Crags until then. But it kind of was a little bit of a turning point in what everybody thought about the choir from that point on.
Yeah, I love the idea of like a regular person. They get this power, they get this object or artifact, and they just, it's like, okay, it's now the other side of the coin time, evil time.
Yep.
Go start attacking cities and towns and people. Yeah. And then like, I don't know, there's just something like this art just looks fantastic too with like the red eyes and the deep shadows and stuff like that.
She definitely evokes the part of it.
And I love the chains around the outside. I thought that was a really cool touch that it did.
I had a lot of fun building her encounter too.
I didn't even realize that she's got like chains
on
her chest piece and like right here around like a necklace style thing
wrapping around her on the arms there. I think that's really cool. I had a lot of fun with this encounter where you guys had to basically run around the room and try and find her heart, right?
Because it was all the chains hanging from the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been if someone wants to draw that, please do, because that was sick.
Then we move into Little Hope's number 1 because it happened around this time. So this is good old little Cylin.
Bestest boy.
I think Bestest boy works perfectly fine. Our little rock holder. He's even got his lucky stone right there that he's holding.
This is Cylin, my rogue. Lide rogue, which was again anthropomorphic animal stuff,
and a race that you helped design, which obviously.
And I was actually pretty happy with the little backstory that I wrote for him too. I did kind of like a story of his of him like fighting on a ship.
Yeah, and it gave me some good ideas for like future adventures and things like that. Little Hopes obviously is just a one-shot kind of thing, but it's always like in the back of my mind.
Yep. And this was this is Dallin's character.
Yes, this is Guinevere. Thunderfoot.
Yeah.
Yep. A monk of the elements that she unfortunately didn't get as much screen time as I would have liked.
Yeah, and then he couldn't make it to a couple games. So we didn't really get to know Gwen. We'll put her in B tier.
Yeah, I think B tier is fine. Next up, Ingrid.
Is Ingrid.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we know where she goes.
Yeah, bestest
boy.
Bestest boy.
Bestest people.
Bestest gal. This is the chicken hut, tiny chicken hut that Maggie Bramblecheeks has.
It's a pickpocketing hen as well, which is always great. Speaking of, good old Maggie.
Miss Cheeks.
Miss Cheeks, if you're nasty.
If you're nasty is going to be a new row.
I think if you what are you doing? If you're nasty. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, definitely a fan favorite character. A lot of people love it. I know Tori absolutely loves playing Maggie.
Yes.
She always has a blast there. Next up is Mungo.
This is Mungo, and
this is the official art for Mungo, in my opinion.
Mungo is if you nasty too.
If you nasty, yes. There's a lot of women are definitely
the ladies man Mungo. Yep. This face.
Yep.
This is Boss Nos or whatever from the Gungans.
From the Gungans, yes. When I first came up with the character, I did make him a little bit more bulbous, a little bit more grotesque looking as a grung. But when I did the AI art, he completely switched around in my mind, and now he's kind of this adorable little fat frog man, and I'm okay with that. So that I might actually take that and be like, hey, can you make me get a commissioner to make a full-on Mungo art for me.
Yeah, I love that he's also in a shop as a shopkeeper, sitting down in his little stool.
Yep. Next we got
this is Humungus. Not ragey enough for this by this way.
Definitely a little bit more
and
stoic.
way too clothed.
Yeah.
But Who the puns drop it down a tier, otherwise it gets S tier.
I can't believe
it's gonna be a top of
okay. I can't believe that you, the pun master, would there's a limit.
I have a limit, and it gets reached.
And Preston
with Who.
Then we move into Terabon characters. I don't know if you remember this one.
I do not.
So doesn't
seem familiar, but again,
this is Alessander Dawn. He was the bard.
The name sound familiar.
He was the bard at the Bloody Fountain.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Alessander Dawn is my planar hopping bard. Not as in like I'm an extra planar being and I go everywhere. He's just kind of been everywhere. And you'll find like any campaign that I do, I try to include like a little Alessander rhyme or limerick as like something.
Okay, we'll put him at the bottom of A tier because I think that's pretty cool.
He's a personal favorite of mine.
He's your DM PC.
Yeah,
DM NPC.
I guess as close as we get. Yes.
I mean, all NPCs are DM NPCs, but yeah.
This.
First of all, that is fantastic.
Yeah, it's
really
good.
Cool.
Yeah,
this is the nine-tailed fox that helped us at the fountain battle, right?
So technically, the lore has changed, and even though her figure is nine-tailed, she's only three-tailed. Oh. Because that's how it works for
now.
Kids.
Was this you or Preston's character?
This is my character. I made up Anya of House Whitetail. And she is basically a Tushin master.
She gonna be A tier.
She actually helped Ezra earn a rank in his Tushin later on, and she also helped at the Battle of the Bloody Fountain. Yes. This guy.
He's nasty.
Really?
What is his name?
This is Braff Greenwood, the man who almost TPK'd the party.
Okay, he gets a just punch my face now.
This is the man that you decided to follow home when he was surrounded by six half-giant guards, and the party almost died because of it.
Yeah, we definitely didn't die and delete the footage saying that we lost it.
Don't start that rumor. That's bad. We lost the footage.
We really did lose the footage. And that was the one where we had to do Cory and I set up a whole table. And we went through the entire fight step by step by listening to the audio.
Yeah.
No, actually, we lost the audio too.
Oh yeah, I had to kind of just remember it.
So we had to remember it,
yeah.
and we did like a recap thing.
Mm-hmm. Did like a stop motion or like
it wasn't stop motion.
It was a still image,
but it was like still image,
recap,
and we recapped the whole thing. Victor fell into the river,
but you never caught him.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, he kind of rabbited after that, and you haven't seen him since.
He kind of boundered it.
Sorry, my apologies.
What are you talking about?
Yep.
What a smarmy looking.
I know, right?
What a smarmy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
He definitely belongs in the punch me in the face now category. This guy.
Oh, this is the Ediquathan with the breakfast gumbo.
Yep, this is Greg.
I watched
Gumbo Salesman.
I keep getting recommended the shorts.
Nice.
The YouTube shorts, and so this one popped up, the breakfast gumbo.
He's a little bit too inside of a building for my taste in the picture here.
Yeah, he should have been outside on his little cart.
I tried. This is all that I could get it to do, but I do love Greg. I think he's great.
Put him in B tier. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
All right. Then we've got.
This is my grandma, or
this is your grandsister. From not related, but yeah, this is Janjin.
Yes.
The innkeeper of the Satin Cat.
This is the woman that Bolt grew up with.
Mm-hmm. This is your. I know a guy actually.
Yeah, it
technically, it's one of the first.
Yeah, the Satin Cat, and then I made the Clockwork Owl, and we left it there.
Yep, remember? Because you were making that with Ezra, and then Ezra, once he switched, he didn't know
she's
what
the bestest boy.
Doing.
I got
really?
I gotta
okay.
say, yeah. Right. No, okay. Well, we'll put her in S tier.
Okay.
We'll put her definitely higher than No Sarai. You know what? We'll put her next to Bolt.
Of course, yeah. It
yeah.
makes sense. Yep. Again, if you want an unbiased, make your own tier list. Do you know who this is?
I'm leaning towards Lady Crestor.
That is Lady Crestor, or a representation of her.
But it's not pale enough.
Nope,
in
not
my
pale
mind.
enough.
And her clothing, at least the art, is too gaudy.
And
right?
technically, she's supposed to have red hair.
Red hair.
I believe.
I didn't know that. I thought she had white hair.
I will have to double check, because I thought I gave her red hair. But
she's going in S tier because I love this. The whole Portrait of Dorian Gray style statue in the attic. The fact that she's got like a mimic pet. She's got rattles.
Yep.
Which is also my I know a guy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that
you did come up with that one.
And you just went.
Yeah, like okay, it's a thing, sure. But yeah, very much like a character that was supposed to be a villain, actually. Very clearly supposed to be a villain from the design of her mansion and everything. But when Dallin's story switched, I changed her timeline as well.
Well, she also had that time vault where she kept things that she didn't want messed up by Thulian in there. So
yeah, it's kind of where she kept her true memories so that Thulian couldn't stop them. But yeah, there were a lot of speculation around who she was.
This is the fight where we fought the half dragon in the attic, and Colby just cut it in half.
Cut it in half. Turn one. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
And you were like, well, great.
Yep. I wasn't going to stop it
because they were trying to break through the barriers to get to her statue and destroy it. So, but also her mimic.
Yeah.
So. This is Lucan.
Yep.
This is Lucan. And you know what?
I took some design cues from Witchers. Yep. I think
you know what?
Ooh, over Brandon.
He gets over Brandon because
Brandon. You said Brandon that time, I think.
Brander, yes. Because he caused our wonderful Eve very, very many
and she always
lots of stress.
Tori always described him as very attractive, right? So I had to use Witcher as inspiration, because I know how much Tori loves.
But like
Geralt.
the evil eyes is a really good touch on that too. But yeah, he definitely needed a face punch. Did we ever fight him?
No, he got his comeuppance because he became old. Because he was searching for Thulian Crawl and ended up in the time mines. He got aged really quickly.
Didn't we get a jab in about him being? It's like I also was in a time thing for 100 years, and
whatever happened to Lucan, who knows? Maybe we'll find out.
Hopefully, in a terrible retirement home where they treat their old folk badly.
Just this one old folk.
Just this one. It's only for him.
Do you know who this is?
No. Maybe.
This is, well, I mean, look at the eyes and maybe you'll realize.
Oh, Amber.
Yeah.
This is Lyra.
This is
Amber
Lyra
eyes.
Amber Eyes.
Amber.
Amber. This is Amber, of course.
This is Amber Lyra.
So Lyra is unique because when we eventually solidified the lore of the Eight Rings, Preston and I did, we kind of realized that we were very much going down a Genasi route, right?
Yes.
The Genasi, basically, all of them were part of the Eight Rings, part of Hasmon Day. And Lyra is a half-elf. She's kind of outside of that.
Yes.
So her kind of a little bit of DM backstory here is that she was taken into the rings when they typically don't like outsiders as much. Like, she managed to prove herself really competent. But of course, she's Victor's girlfriend.
Oh, excuse me.
Slash fiance at this point.
The only one that can handle Victor and basically whip him into shape.
That's right,
she is absolutely S tier, and she's going right there.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
right between Eve and Ezra. All right.
Yeah, because she can, like I said, she can whip him into shape and actually keeps him in line when she's around, and is also utterly baffles Victor, which I in everything she does, which just tickles Bolt and myself, of course.
Do you know this gentleman?
This is Moses.
This is definitely Moses. No, this is Braytac. No, this is Chauncey. Is his name? He is the gentleman at Ruby Oasis that.
Oh yes,
that
the maitre d' or whatever.
The maitre d' that led you to your rooms. Part-time wizard.
That's right.
He has some wizard spells and everything. But
I'm gonna put him at the top of C because I love me a unassuming butler badass, and so definitely gets put there. He was fun. It was fun.
Yep. I don't think you're gonna remember this one.
He was at the Oasis.
Yes.
He was he one of the guards for the group that had all the caged animals?
Correct. Yep. This is Horak, a member of the Jade Wing or the Damascus Promenade. And
very thrall.
Yep, and he very much told Victor
not
that
thrall.
He wasn't.
What's the brownish skin?
Maghar orcs.
Yeah, but
Garrosh.
Yeah, it's like very Garrosh-esque.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he was the one who was like, "Hey, Victor, you're exiled. You don't belong here," kind of thing.
Yeah.
He was kind of an a-hole.
Yeah, he's gonna get. You know what? Punch my face.
Punch my face. Next up is. Honestly, she didn't have a name, but this is the Jade Tiger that had the kittens, the multicolored kittens, because of the Ald steel.
We'll put her in bestest boy. She didn't attack us. And we had some fun interactions.
I love the AI art giving her extra teeth because it gives it kind of a mutated look, which is kind of what we were going for with the Ald.
Yep.
But yeah, she's. I like her. I thought the jade fur is really cool.
Is she the Ruby Oasis? Is this Ruby?
Yep. Her name is not Ruby. Her name is Rosalind Jewel. Jewel Kind, I think is what I have. Yes, Jewel Bind. But yes, she is Ruby of the Ruby Oasis. That is her nickname.
I'm gonna put her in C because we didn't have a lot of interaction.
Yeah,
with her.
you had one conversation with her. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
And then we've got the leader of the Jade Wing, Udathi.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Another half elf, despite the fact that. Again, we kind of solidified Genasi as the Eight Rings.
Yeah, but I think it's cool that is she a prime? She's a prime of one of the wings, right?
Yeah. In fact, she has a couple fans that flow behind her in kind of like a star pattern. Kind of thing.
Cool idea, cool design. We'll put her in A tier right here.
Yeah. She helped out a little bit. Again, kind of another stepping stone on Victor's path. I always regretted that we couldn't do all of the Eight Rings individually for.
Well, it's because there's 8 of them, and it was quite a bit of.
Yeah, I didn't want everywhere to go to have an 8-ring thing. So
yeah, we would have had to do every person in the group would have had to be from one of the rings or something like that if we wanted to do them all. Oh, this is Gebeneth.
Yep, this is Gebeneth.
Gebeneth, the Death Slad.
Yep.
Yeah, that Eve released. So. How did we meet this one before any others? Because this was in the swamp.
So this is specifically right now in the storyline of the pictures. You are at Big Town, which is where you acquired the gemstone from Tobin that had Gebeneth inside of it.
That's
and
right.
technically, you met him in the swamp. Yes, you've had your first conversation.
Iffy nasty.
Iffy nasty. Yeah. But he is definitely a character that I felt worked really well here. Plus, I was also trying to make enough characters and cards for each individual section, and so Gebeneth needed to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And he ended up here. This fine gentleman, I don't have his other version, but he does have another version. This is a changeling, actually. This is Perkipsky.
In the tent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Harrington Perkipsky of the Perkipsky Shipping Company.
Okay.
This is the man who had Helm's command shard.
Yes.
And was part of Bolt's
Soul.
soul. Yep.
Yeah.
His soul core.
Soul core. Because of that, because he stole that, he's going to go D tier.
You can go in D tier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not quite punch the face,
but it
pretty
was a good
close.
reveal that he was changeling.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
I thought that was a great little let's make it a little bit more unique than that. And then we got Helm.
This is Helm. This is really cool, by the way.
The art
Yeah.
really worked out well for this one.
Helm absolutely is a bestest boy.
Yeah.
He's a big gentle soul. Tends our garden now.
I
Was
almost
my...
want to make him a druid, as far as class goes, because I think he works really well as like a druid.
But he can also throw down when needed. Yeah.
Yep.
So he's also our tower
Guard.
security.
Yeah.
And also he held on to one of my soul shards for a long time. So.
He actually was the one who tried to save Bolt's life.
Yes.
If you remember, he dragged you all the way to Big Town, ended up trading your body away to get help in exchange for his servitude with Tobin Falk here.
Yep. Tobin is the Rakshasa.
Yep.
Which Eve had to pet or tried to pet.
Yes.
He was super fun, and he was very much a character that put up with our shenanigans.
Yep.
With the whole can I pet your fur, and he's like, fine,
all right,
you
then,
know,
I
whatever.
suppose. Yeah. Definitely not somebody that we've seen the last of either.
No, and we didn't fight him.
No.
He was. There was a combat around him, but he wasn't included. I think. Right.
So when you came out of the tent from the shipping company,
That's right.
Him and his men were surrounding you.
That's
and
right.
you
And then
decided
we went to his little pleasure den.
Yes.
Because Rakshasas are like demons, aren't they?
Yeah,
Or
they're
devils.
like demons.
Devils?
Apparently, they can take more forms than tigers. It's just typically.
That's the one they like.
Well, that's actually just because D&D made like the.
Is he
the
really
artwork that they
good
did.
at making bread?
Yeah. This lovely lady, a little bit younger than you might expect, but she is a full elf, so it makes sense. This is Galena of the Night's Gale. She is Ezra's mother.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a little
And a little crazy.
Yeah, because of all the time shenanigans
Yep.
stuff.
She
right?
was a member of the Infinite Sight, and kind of ended up going crazy trying to do something.
This
that the party never
is a really
really
cool
knew about.
design. I like the
Yeah.
clothing and the necklace and the
Yeah, the little headband.
headband thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna put her. I'll put her in B tier.
Okay.
Because I think she was.
I thought she had a really good moment with Ezra. Personally,
Yeah.
I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it was fun to see like a little bit of backstory because we'd heard about Ezra's father a bunch, but we never really
Who did not appear in this list just because I forgot to make a card.
Sir not appearing in this movie.
And Trevin. Yep. And then we've got. Do you know who this is? This is a personal inclusion of mine. You have no idea who this is. This is Great Mother Udira is her name.
Okay.
And she is the Minotaur chiefess of the Minotaurs of the Swamp of the what do we call it? The oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't remember the name of this swamp. She's a Winter Court member.
Yeah. Okay.
She's a member of the Winter Court. Her and her people
Ungolden Swamp.
The Ungolden marshlands. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
But her and her people were at the big courtyard scene, but they didn't participate too much because she didn't want to see any of her children hurt.
That's right.
She is a very strong and wise woman.
Cool. I'm gonna just put her in B tier because I don't remember, and she also didn't play a huge part.
No, and that you guys never really talked to her, but she's got a special place in my heart because I like a big woman. That's apparently it. No, she was a really good part.
And this is the crocodile with the big sword.
Hazakesh.
Yes.
Was his name.
Yeah, and he was part of that little like mercenary group.
Yep, he had a bunch of dog tags of Fallowshield clan members, and Saradon and Eve took him down together and kind of bonded over it a little bit. So, also a member of Aventi's crew.
Yes.
Yeah.
He absolutely gets a punch my face now for the dog tags.
No problem there. I agree with that. Next up is our first wild god, technically.
Yes.
The shelled one.
Yes.
The snail in...
I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but I remember I had to find the name in my notes for you.
Yeah, it's
when
the
you were
shelled
creating
one.
The shelled one?
Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple others, because I really... I really like snails. I don't know why. I just do.
Yeah, it's
so
kind of
he's in because he gave us some buffs, so he's gonna get a bestest boy.
He's a good defensive buff there.
Yeah.
Another member of the Winter Court. This is Whiptail, the basically the mouse spirit.
The giant mouse spirit, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very much he kind of has a master, not shredder, but splinter look to him. But yeah, I thought it worked really well.
Yeah. He's gonna get A tier.
Okay.
Because I like that he's a big mouse.
Next up is Ixburn.
This is Ixburn.
Yes, Ixburn was Galena's familiar, and that was one of the only things bestest boy.
Yeah,
it became Ezra's familiar. Helped out the party a lot. There was a bit of a panic when he first died to a fireball.
Yeah,
people didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, we weren't sure what was going to happen.
But he's kind of been blessed by time magic, so he is eternal. You don't know this one. This is Kresogesh. This is the lizard folk war leader in the Winter Court.
Okay.
He did fight you guys, but you didn't really.
I like the design.
Talk with him.
I like that this looks like a jaw almost, but it's.
And he kind of has the lower neck brace thing to kind of make that a jaw.
Does his
even though it literally like flows in from his skin,
does his actual armor have this?
Yes.
Like if this was his armor, it would be like he has a lower jaw almost.
Yeah, basically he wants to make himself look more intimidating and more
cool design. Yeah. Definitely A tier.
All right. Next up is Lucia.
This is Dallin's sister.
Yeah, this is
right?
Ezra's sister.
Or Ezra's sister. Sorry, Ezra's sister.
Who had her gauntlet of multi-tries because she was trying to...
Yeah, and she's the one that helped Ezra jump back in. Real life Dallin was away on some trip, I think, or something, or like a work thing.
Yep.
And so...
but I always liked Lucia. She also helped you in the Poughkeepsie tent.
She can go S tier. She's pretty cool.
She, if you remember, she was helping you in the helm fight as well. She was the archer in the distance. But yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. This is Marana Adair is her name. She is a druid. She's the one who gathered you to take you to the Winter Court. Remember, she was on the palanquin that the Minotaurs were carrying.
Oh, yeah.
She actually is from Archdom.
Okay.
But she left her family behind because they didn't approve of her.
A tier.
Yeah.
I like the based on mainly on this design
because you don't remember too much about her.
But that's
she ended
cool.
up changing sides and helping you out a little bit at the end too, which I thought was great. This is not AI art.
This is the Harpy Queen.
Yep. This is her name is Merkasa.
And I gotta say, I got a little bit of a crush on her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's gonna if you nasty.
If you nasty.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. She is. She was a wonderful little character to play.
And by me, I mean like Bolt. Yeah. Bolt had a little bit of a small crush as far as like, here, I will give you a coin. And yes, it helped. It helped the party get what they needed, but it was also.
I didn't pick up on that subtext.
Pick up on it.
Pick up on it.
That's what you said.
You're good at flirting with me and me not knowing it, apparently.
Good. Or bad.
Bad?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll move on.
Yep. This is the Mother of Venom.
Yeah.
Another member of the Winter Court.
This is very much a very fucked up clown spider.
Yes, this is definitely like the AI art actually worked in my favor here. I think she looks perfectly.
I'm still gonna put her in B because I'm very disturbed by that.
Yep. Count the legs. Count the legs.
1, 2, 3 times 3, 4, 5, 6 on each side.
This.
A Knoll.
Yep. This is another member of the Winter Court. This is Rip Wriggle is his name.
So I gotta say, as much as I like harp on werewolves, I love gnolls. I think they're really cool.
It's just werewolves specifically. Because you were like the kitsune you saw, which is a fox, which is another canine.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
Like, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
But no.
But I don't know, like the idea of like a big hulky hyena that does a creepy laugh, you know, and then like they've just got like a big old mane of fur, but they're not like a lion, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's just really cool. Definitely going in S tier. No, yeah, you know what? Yeah,
bottom of S.
I'll say that. Bottom of S.
Right. For a character that you don't even remember the name of, not even.
I told you the judging is just whatever I feel. This is Ergoblast.
This is Ergoblast, the consumer. Very much a character that everybody knows because he's so nice. We killed him twice.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, puppy.
Hey.
You joining us?
Hey.
He is gonna go. I'm gonna put him in A tier.
Okay.
Probably mid A tier. Right above the other cloth.
I thought he was a great villain. He kind of
good villain.
Had this air about him.
I want to put him in like just punch my face now, but like the characterization of him was really good, and it was a lot of fun to be because he seems like he took over the Winter Court by very nefarious means. Like he definitely wasn't like voted in. That's for sure. And it was so satisfying to end him.
Yeah.
And just like he sent out his Tyrannosaurus Rex after us, and it was like,
and his Froghemoth.
And it was like, no, come on, man.
Not to mention, you loved painting him too.
Yeah, the figure is really
good
cool.
Figure, yeah. Next up, this gentleman actually had no name when we first met him.
The man with no name.
But he is infamous. This is Captain Orbeck, the gentleman who killed Ceradon. The most nefarious man in all of Tales of Aneria, some would say.
Yes.
He did not have a name until I made the card for him, but I figured
he's gonna get a just punch my face for that.
Yep. Absolutely.
He caused our biggest controversy. And then we've got this is Ceradon 2.
No. This is Justine Brightlands.
Okay. Yes.
The champion of Bordertown. And she's actually a paladin of Davros.
Right.
Originally, when I first introduced the character,
she's not the angel. She's not the one with the wings, right?
Nope. That's somebody. That's a different character. Originally, she was a paladin of a different sun god.
Oh, she gave the armor to
Ceradon.
To Ceradon. Yeah. Her family armor.
Yep.
Or the Foul Shield?
No, the
it's just Brightlands armor.
Yep, yeah. Ceradon got in touch a lot with his dwarven roots, or her dwarven roots.
Her dwarven.
Yes. No.
I'm gonna play her nest here. I liked her. Her character was great, and
I loved
even though she was
southern accent. Personally, that definitely wasn't supposed to be Irish.
Okay, you know what? Just because of that, Cory, we're gonna put her down here. Yeah, she was a lot of fun and definitely helped further the plot.
Yeah,
to get us to where we needed to go. So we got who's next?
This gentleman, you might not remember. This is Drog. He is the kind of iffy portal mage that got you guys eventually back to Terrapon. Remember, he had that weird like setup portal in his barn that connected directly to the gateway that branches Terrapon's two sides. And he was like, "Don't tell anybody that you did this because it's illegal." But yeah,
we're gonna put him in the in C tier because I don't remember him, and also it's just a bad idea to have faulty portals.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Just not a good idea.
But you get what you paid for, and you guys decided you wanted to get there fast. It's either fast,
cheap or good.
Cheap or good. Yeah.
Pick two. The one we wrecked.
Yes.
The man we made destitute. I can't remember his name.
Durod
Durskin.
That's
right. Not Gerard. Durod.
Yeah. A humble proprietor.
Made the worst wager he ever could have made.
Yep. Definitely not an oversight on anybody's part. He just is bad at math.
Yeah. Definitely also not an oversight on someone else's part. But I got to give him S tier because he absolutely made us become more S tier as well.
He definitely helped the party out a lot more than a lot of characters on here for sure.
Yep.
Then we've got
Kaya? No.
Nope.
Caillou?
Caillou. This is Madame Terelia Noserai.
That's right.
Yep,
the daughter of whatever Noserai, the chain lady.
Yep.
Is it just Noserai?
I think I just called her Noserai. I don't know if she...
This poor girl
Yes.
gets approached by, was it Saradon?
Yes.
And was like, hey,
the Crags.
I'm a wielder of the Crags. I heard your mom was too. And this was before or after we heard the story of the Butcher Braebell?
This was after.
This was after.
Yes.
And like
it was literally like 2 minutes after.
It was so funny. It was such a like in-game insensitive moment, but it made me laugh so hard because I was like, I can't believe we just heard this story and we're like, hey,
hounded her all night long,
and she was basically
she ran off
basically
crying.
In tears. Yeah.
Poor lady.
But we're gonna put her in A tier because of that.
You guys did a lot of damage in Border Town.
We did a lot of emotional and physical damage.
Yes.
This was the bard that Ezra had some fun with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her name is May Roseshade. Yep. Just a fun little bard character that I introduced as flavorful color in Border Town.
If you nasty.
Yep. But very memorable for the story.
And she also played. Didn't she play the Ballad of the Bloody Fountain or something?
Yeah, she actually had her that one.
Yeah. This was the guard, the one guard that we are outside of the like Arcanum place. I can't remember his name.
His name is Officer Branderwine.
That's right. Yeah,
because everybody was just like
any relation
very
to
close, yeah.
any relation to a punchable faced man.
And he was very nice and sweet. And
he's gonna get a higher ranking. He's gonna get at least A tier because we definitely tortured him emotionally.
Yes.
So
then we've got. Again, this is an AI art. This is the inspiration for the character. This is
the Balthrouth.
The aberrant mind render. The aberrant mind render.
Routh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the greatest fights, I think, in all of season 1. Ooh. Deserving of a row, even. Jesus. You know what? Fine.
The Balthrouth.
The Balthrouth.
Yep.
Definitely.
And because it's not because it's below D tier, it just needs its own row. Yeah.
I think the most memorable fight in Tales of Aneria.
I think about that fight at least every couple weeks.
And all the things that you could have done.
And I kick myself every time.
Yeah.
Because there is so much stuff that looking back I could have done. And obviously, it's always better in hindsight to know it. But there were things that I could have done, and I didn't even. They were just normal stuff to do, and it turned into a very harrowing fight. The battlefield was fun because it had all the floating platforms and islands and stuff, and we were all basically incapacitated while Colby ran around and did stuff to try to get us free.
Yep.
But the whole time, even being tangled up, I could have helped, and I think I just short-circuited. I was like, crap, I'm bound up. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
When you never actually said you're incapacitated. You just said you're grappled.
You're grappled. Mm-hmm.
And nowadays I'd be like, oh, grapple, that's my specialty.
Yeah, I'm gonna
let me grapple you back.
Yep.
So yeah. But this is where Victor peeled off the patch off of his robe of many items, threw it at him, and it was a giant door, a big steel door on its mouth.
Yeah, which was a great move. I think this was also the turning point where you decided to actually multi-class.
Yes, I went to fighter, I think.
And kind of optimize a little bit more than you had.
Yeah, and part of it was because after that fight, I was very upset with myself I'm like, I felt worthless. I felt like I couldn't do shit in the whole fight, and
there were so many times that I wanted to remind you about things, but I tried to not.
And it was just so much stuff. But this is from
The Skies of Sordain.
Skies of Sordain by Arcane Minis. They have a lot of pre-printable stuff. But this is a whole campaign that they did, and I saw this in the back of the book, and I was like, I have to print this. This is so cool.
Yep.
Like it's like basically a giant screwed up floating mushroom monster,
which you love mushrooms, almost as much as you love snails, inexplicably.
For some reason. I don't know, whatever.
Then we have some people from the Temple of the Eternal Gale, starting with Anzia, the Southern Storm.
Okay.
One of the two Jinn women that you fought in kind of that dual platform thing.
Love me a blue lady.
Yep.
So S tier.
And then her sister is up next, Fezri the Northern Fury.
Ooh, that's cool. I like. Yeah. She looks like she's sick of my shit.
Yes.
S tier as well.
Yep. Put her right next to her sister.
Yep.
Perfect. Then we have Oporamix, the Scholar of Storms.
Mm-hmm. He was in the third area.
The ghost storm giant that you guys fought in that amphitheater.
Ooh, that was a fun fight. I'll put that. That's high B tier because
I like that fight a whole lot.
Because that was a lot of fun.
That one worked really well. This next one didn't work as well. This is the Eternal Gale.
Yeah, this one. Oh my gosh! So first of all, this was like major revelation time for the whole campaign. This was hey,
the
Bolt,
moment.
You crashed into Hasmonday and with your ship and shattered it.
Yeah.
With also cracking the sky.
Yep, you destroyed a nation basically.
You allowed in these aberrant creatures to attach the thing, and then he stands up and this creature like off of his back and makes it was just such a cool like not to mention he gave you all the information about what happened to an area. And this is definitely one of those things where this I remember like as a player I was trying to be like, how would Bolt react to this, and then I started hearing some of the stuff and I was just like even I was kind of speechless. I was like, oh my gosh,
like, what did I do?
Like, holy crap, I screwed up so much, and I think if I recall, it's been a while, but I believe I was kind of like stunned for a little while.
Mm-hmm. It might have contributed to the fact that you didn't do well in the fight right after.
Yeah,
because you were reeling,
right? Yeah.
But yeah, this was the catalyst for season 1, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He revealed all of the information about why Aneria is the way it is,
and for that reason, he definitely
the list wants him indeed.
He definitely gets probably mid S tier.
Okay, alrighty.
Yeah, we'll put him there.
Okay. And then this, I wasn't too happy with how this fight ended up, but it definitely brought about some fun implications. This is Jotun of the Scholar of Winds.
Jotun of the Yoked.
Yep. This is the the other Jinn that you guys fought with the Pillars of Lightning.
And going between the levels.
No, that was the other two ladies.
Oh, okay.
This was the one that had the Pillars of Lightning that you had to like step off of and then step near.
Yes. Yeah. And it ended up not working too great. I think, or something like that.
Unfortunately, I
remember afterwards you were a little disappointed in how
not every combat works.
Yeah.
And he had the letter that kind of made everybody feel really bad about what happened to Hasmonday.
We'll put him in A tier.
His letter to his loved one, who eventually became the creator of the 8 Rings, actually. Mm-hmm. This is a good representation, I think, of Adria Sunspear, the Angel of Davros.
She gets a punch.
Yeah.
Because we'll put her out mid, because she very much and this is, I'm sure, like the rest of the characters, she was just kind of an antagonist for him.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But for Bolt, it was very much I do not like this person at all.
Yeah. Because she didn't think you were a person.
There is very much like you treated me like garbage, and I will not forget that.
Her whole point was to antagonize.
Yes.
Like, literally, I made her to kind of get under everybody's skin, and I can't believe I got under Bolt's metal a bit more than that. Then we have the other side of that coin.
You tested my metal. This is Callie.
This is Callie
Togs.
Togs. Yep.
Not a new character.
Nope.
New in this.
New into an area, but one of Bolt's old crew, one of the old characters from my first campaign.
And because this is my tier list, she gets the bestest boy as well.
Bestest boy. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of bestest boys. I do know how to make them, don't I?
Yes. Yeah, she was like a companion on the ship, and was one of the ones that was responsible for helping split the Soul Core to save at least Bolt's memories, not their own.
Yep.
But
and then she ended up working for the Arcanum because she didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, and she's also really good with like artifice and stuff as well.
Then we have good old Zap Brannigan himself, Captain Privos Fundahill. a wonderful little character that everybody seemed to enjoy from his boisterousness.
So he gets a little S tier. He gets a little S tier thing
as a treat
going on.
Just as a treat. Yep. And then we have his
Kith.
Yeah, his Kith.
Yeah.
Tellus Whiteweave, a sorcerer who pretty much runs the entire ship.
Yep. And he's cool. He was cool, but I'm putting him in A tier. I'll put him up here.
Okay.
I'll put him there. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely you had a lot more interaction with Fonda Hill, so it makes sense. But Tellus is the man behind the man. I love how it made his fur look like his like a cummerbund collar. This lovely gentleman is Mash.
Oh yeah,
the dwarf of the Infinite Sight that you convinced to change his ways. Or
yes,
Victor did.
And he ended up working for what's her name?
Yep, he is now a servant of Lady Crestor.
Yes,
yeah, very much kind of turned over a new leaf. Got lucky.
Like his name,
die.
he gets a B tier actually. Yeah,
he was named after his father's 7th favorite type of potato.
Yes, that's right.
Because he's the 7th son. Yeah.
What are the first 6?
I don't have them. I don't have them yet.
Tater.
Yeah.
Hash.
French.
We're gonna go au jus.
Au gratin.
Yeah.
Then we got Percy.
Yep, we got Percy.
We kind of went out of order here because I forgot a few characters from Lady Crestor, but we did go back to talk to Lady Crestor a bit. Percy gets a Festus point. Unless you're Victor, then Percy gets a punch immediately.
Yeah, I love me a mimic pet.
Yep.
I think that's always a great concept, a great idea.
Yeah, I loved Percy as well. And then, of course, we talked about Rattles earlier.
Rattles, yeah.
The wonderful little butler.
Rattles is gonna get an if you nasty. I have a feeling Rattles.
I mean, look at that open shirt.
He has.
Right?
Yeah,
like, this skeleton fucks.
He's got a night. He's a nightlife for sure.
Yes,
right. Yeah, absolutely.
And then this is the closest representation that I could find for Kilobix.
Okay.
Because I had to include him in this tier as well.
Kilobix is definitely. I'm going to say Kilobix is actually.
You think does he?
I think he's S tier.
Oh wow! Okay.
I think he's S tier, and he is
not a bestest boy.
He's going to be top of S tier because he takes care of.
That's true.
All of our crazy whims.
He is the man behind the man.
And I got to give props.
The concert behind the concert.
I got to give props to your voice. The voice you came up with him, I think, is fantastic and is very disarming in a good way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Very much is like, okay, this is a little friendly guy.
Yep. Next up, we have Wing Commander Fiddlefen, the gentleman who gave the Little Hopes the task to go into Tescadia's tower because he wanted the ornithopter from her.
I mean, thank you for the tower. I don't remember you at all.
You remember that he has a one of his nicknames we had to cut.
That's right.
Because
I'm putting him in D tier then because he caused a little bit of a headache for IRL.
Yeah.
So
yep.
Yeah, we're done with that.
This is.
I want to There's a person in season 2.
She technically is in season 1 as well. This is Leah Horaneth. I don't know if that's who you were referring to.
No.
This is your lawyer.
I didn't know she's
a sea elf. She has blue skin and tiger stripe banding around her.
That's right.
Yep. Didn't get the tiger striping there.
She's going to go in B tier. She'll go in A tier because she charges us a lot.
This is a secret that I've been keeping to myself until somebody realized it. But the symbol that I always reference that she wears is the symbol for Vecna. Because she is a worshiper. She's a cleric of Vecna, technically. Because secrets is kind of the thing. And she's all about that kind of stuff.
Secrets and loopholes.
Yep. Then we have a representation of Tescadia.
Okay, yeah.
A mage that I specifically wanted to make
thick mommy.
A plump mage kind of thing. The wizard who ate her own mana cakes.
She's S tier.
Yeah, you
for
like
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You met her statue more than anything else, but it had kind of her personality.
Well, was there a statue? I thought it was like a ghost of her. Not a ghost,
it was like a golem.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Is she still at the tower?
No, she's because the trials themselves were different than what the tower ended up being. Maybe she's in there somewhere because it's magic. Who knows? Yeah. This is Dratia the Nurturing. Supposed to be Genasi. Couldn't get quite the skin color to work again.
This is the creator of the rings.
Yep, this is one of...
She was the one that we found frozen in time.
Yes, she is one of the... not Apex, they're called... they're not called Primes. Paragon. She is a Paragon. One of the original founders of the...
And she was frozen in time fighting a Bahir.
Mm-hmm, yep. And she was the one who cured Victor.
Yeah.
Or
removed the blindfold.
Ended his exile.
Love this. She's S tier for sure.
She's got a giant scythe that she uses, which I absolutely love. I thought she was a great character, personally. Then we have Mini-Eyed Willy,
yes,
represented here by the official D&D Mimic Horde art. Definitely a character
awesome,
I loved.
Awesome, for sure. But he said, "If you nasty,
if you nasty, okay, all right."
With his little butt,
he got a little tiny butt, tiny little butt that hangs out the bottom.
Yeah, and he can't not transform it for some reason.
Yeah, that's why he has the rest around him. This is Liskaday, the Cunning. This is the Sphinx in the Vault of the Morai.
Yes, the temple, or the walking temple.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I don't recall. Oh, she's the one that she was playing with yarn.
Yep,
I gave her a big ball of yarn.
Gave her a big ball of yarn.
Yeah, that's right.
She was very happy with that.
We're going to give her A tier.
Okay.
I'm going to put her mid A tier.
And that's official Magic the Gathering art. I just used
that's really cool.
Any Sphinx because they're all really
Usually
good.
I'm kind of like weirded out by the whole like human face Sphinx. And I think that's kind of the point.
Yes.
Right. It triggers that like uncanny valley feeling. But like this art's actually pretty cool. So.
Yeah. I think actually they talked about the Sphinx being the original Sphinx in Egypt was a cat, and then later on they attached the human face to it.
I think
like a pharaoh.
I think they defaced it and turned it into a human face or something like
that. So the whole Sphinx mythos is based off of the fact that somebody just redid a statue.
Some teenagers got some chisels and hammers. And, and this is starts with a Z, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can't remember. The Lich.
Yes, Zulfric the Lich, the chained Lich.
Yeah. Super creepy, by the way, to find him chained up in a place, not as a enemy to fight unless we released him, but like
very much like, hey,
we don't want to piss this guy off in case he ever does get free.
Yeah.
Ends up making a deal with Ezra later.
Yes.
So he's gonna get A tier because we're gonna have to deal with him later, I think, or we might have to. But he definitely
maybe a season 3 thing going on here. Yeah, who knows? Next up is our trip to Ruin. So this is Ari Wellen.
Yeah, this is the former boyfriend or
fiance,
betrothed.
They were like friends, but also she was like
unfortunately
with him.
Unfortunately, he's gonna go on C tier for me because I didn't like him. Okay. Not that I didn't like his character, but I didn't like the way that he treated Eve. Like he was friendly to her, but you could tell that in my mind he didn't do enough to help her. When she got exiled, he basically kept quiet. And at that point it was like, sorry, man.
So, as a reminder, Eve didn't get exiled like Victor. She ran away.
That's right. Well, she was going to get exiled,
but she was going to get exiled.
She had her
and he
power.
definitely. You're right. He definitely didn't do enough to help her out with her predicament. Even when she came back, he was kind of like, "Yeah, I'm glad you're back." But
plus,
I'm also,
he's like budget Chris Pine.
Yeah, a little bit. But he's a nice gentleman. It's just he is a product of a very repressive culture, right?
Yep. But that's why he gets a low ranking for me.
Next up is
the Baba Yaga.
Taken here from the Smite Baba Yaga from the game.
Baba Yaga is going to get S tier because
not an if you're nasty.
I love the lore behind it in pretty much any RPG or mythos or game or whatever.
Special thanks to Tori for bringing her in because I would not have had the Baba Yaga in our world unless Maggie until Maggie came along.
Maggie is a cleric of the Baba warlock.
Yeah.
Six is.
I mean it just depends on that. Yeah. This is also
Eve's father.
Darian. Yes. Yeah. His name is Darian. She named her rabbit after her father.
Well, he sent her mom away.
Yep.
So he gets a just punch me in the face.
Agreed.
Now.
There is no better place for him.
He has no redemption. I don't think there is not enough you could do to give him a redemption arc in my mind.
Yep.
I don't care if he saves the entire town of Rowan from destruction.
The entire multiverse.
I would still be like
you
the way you handled Eve's mother and your own daughter, like screw you.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
What a jerk.
Next up, we've got Yorganther,
the last dragon turtle in an area.
Yep. Potentially.
Yeah, potentially.
The Baba Yaga is also known to lie.
He's going to be B tier. That was a fun fight. I loved diving into the water after him. Like I think it caught most of the group off guard. Yeah, I was like, I'm going to expecting it and go down.
Like, why?
Yeah, and punch it. And
I thought that fight worked really well. I was very surprised by it. I was expecting it to work a little differently, but
and where's this art from?
I am not sure. I found it on Google image search.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's very much someone drew one side and then flipped it.
Oh,
At least it looks like it. It looks very symmetrical to me.
Yep, it does.
But maybe not.
The water is a little bit different on the other side, but yeah. Next up is the Emerald Stag.
He was part of the like group of people that gave Eve the voice of the woods,
technically a old not friend but acquaintance of Ceradon as well, because she grew up in his court.
Absolutely A tier.
Yeah. He's also a very kind of playful spirit. He had a little conversation with the Claw about like being a prey and predator kind of thing. That was a lot of fun. But yeah. Also Fiona's god.
Okay.
Eve's mother's patron, basically. Yeah. This is Lilieve.
Lilieve.
Yep.
This is Hug's kid?
Nope. No. This is Ari's sister's kid.
That's right.
Who died and Ari is now taken care of. A burgeoning pyromancer herself.
Right. Oh, we're gonna put her in A tier.
And she has a better life thanks to the party now. She's going to be able to grow up and really train her magic and experience life the way that she's supposed to, rather than being repressed and possibly killed.
Yeah. Other than the screwed up hands, I really like this art. I love the fireflies, basically. You know.
Yep. A little bit of representation about like Bolt's magic that he gave her before leaving as well, right? Yes. Or they gave her. I thought that was a little nice representation for it. Then we've got Fiona.
Eve's mother.
Yep. Taken here from an actual magic card. I just grabbed the art from it because it was perfect for her.
There's been quite a few of those where you've... I'm going to put her in A tier. There's been quite a few where you've taken... you've seen a magic card and you've like sent a message to someone in the group and go, does this look like so-and-so? And we'd be like, ooh, yeah, that looks exactly like him.
Technically the Witch in the Woods as well for...
This kind of looks like if you glance at it, kind of looks like a naked person. So maybe she should go
if you're nasty.
Yeah. She was the one that had the two trolls that we fought and we ended up killing.
Yes. Well, 2 out of the 3 trolls. The third one you gave a bag of gold, which he ate and then ran off.
Yeah.
And you could tell that the gold was mutating him, by the way. I don't know if you remember that part.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I liked Fiona. I thought she was great. Fun little character to play. This is the Claw. This is the human representation of the Claw. One of the trio.
They're all going to go, I think, all the trio. And then that's the next 3, I'm assuming.
Yep, it is the next
3. So I'm going to put them all in S, and then we'll just go through the pictures.
Okay.
Because I really liked the idea that they're one god but not one god. You know, like they're a group of gods, but they do everything basically the same.
Yeah, they sort of took up
this is the Claw, right?
Yep.
The panther was her representation.
Yep. Although they represent their specific animals as far as nature god goes, but there's not enough nature gods in an area because they've been scattered. Yeah. So they've had to take up like other aspects as well.
Yeah.
Then we've got the Fang, representing
like
vipers and snakes.
Pretty cool art there.
Their like sphere of influence as far as like clerical goes is like being a predator, cunning, and then wisdom for the Talon, who is kind of she's the eldest of the 3.
Which is the one that Ezra and Victor were kind of like vying for their hand.
That would be the Claw. She was the one who gave them the little challenge.
That's right.
That Victor ended up winning, mostly because he was the only one out of the 2 left in the actual PC.
Ezra wasn't playing anymore.
Yeah, we didn't have Ezra around. And then we have Tyrion, Bold Speaker, This is the blacksmith, other friend of Eve's that makes most of like the firearms.
Bolt kind of started talking to and befriended.
Yeah, he's a little bit more. He was a little bit more radical as far as like the normal for his people.
I'll put him in B tier, kind of mid.
But yeah, you definitely got along better with him than you did with Arthur.
But he was only pretty much in one session. Basically.
Yep, one. I think maybe two. But yeah, he wasn't around too much. But I enjoyed him as a character.
This art actually, and maybe you should put this as his description. This one kind of shows that he almost has, when you get one eye that's damaged and it goes kind of frosted, he kind of has that going on in here a little bit. And that might be something you'd want to add to it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Next up,
this is not. This is one of the other. I can't remember his name, but he's the one that had the other soul shard.
This is Cal.
Cal, and he unfortunately died.
Yep. He was rusted and barely functioning, and then he was using your core to keep.
Yep. I'm giving him a bestest boy treatment.
Agreed. He belongs there.
Really cool.
I'm going to reveal to you why he's named Cal. By the way, I've never done this before. He's a group of 4 of these medic kind of constructs.
Okay.
And their names are Al, Chem. Oh no, it's only 3.
Oh, Chem and Cal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's only 3 of them. Sorry. So it's
or
Al.
Medical.
Yeah. So it's Al, Chem, and Cal.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. So he was kind of your ship's doctor, and
it's kind of suggestive. Maybe he gets an iffy nasty. I mean, maybe he heals in all sorts of ways.
And then we have
the Doulahan,
the other member of your party on your airship. Actually, don't know if you ever picked up on this. This is Marcus Pine, or at least the resurrected body of Marcus Pine.
Yeah, with the 2 hatchets.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
I thought. Sorry, for a second I was like the greatest treasure.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Nope. Your ship.
Yeah. This was a good. Well, because I'm putting him as here because that was a lot of fun with. His great grandchild or great great grandchild or something like that had the axes.
Yep.
Right. Still passed down and then having his body and his essence like used against Bolt, I thought was a really good choice.
Unfortunately, like half of his party just got completely murdered right away. None of the 4 that had Bolt's shards were really that great off in the end. But Marcus definitely was. He probably got the short end of the stick because he wasn't immortal.
Yeah, and Callie
is, although I don't know why.
Who
knows how that happened? And then we've got his great granddaughter. Lydia Pine.
Love the like blood splatter.
She's technically supposed to have one eye, but again, trying to get the thing to do an eye patch is ridiculous. So that's the closest thing I got to it.
I do like that. She has a great. I'm gonna put her near the top of A tier.
Kind of a no nonsense character.
And this is a cool design. If this is what you imagine, I like this.
I think she's a little bit rounder in the face, kind of a little bit more rough around the edges, but definitely like I love the.
She's very like roguish, and like kind of like a bandit almost.
Yeah. Then we have Galena Spokewinter, another Galena.
I was going to say Haloxus. That's my other elephant character.
Yeah, this is this is one of the triad.
Yes, at the top of the tower.
At the top of the beacon. Yep, she runs the Tower of Duty, Law, Duty,
Wisdom.
I can't remember what the 3 are, but she's basically the head of like the medical.
She's going to get an A tier treatment because she was like one of the only 3. That excuse me, one of the only 3 that was kind of like on our side, even though she wasn't totally. She was more just like I'm gonna kind of step away.
We need to think about this a bit more.
But I'm not going to like condemn what's going on.
Yep. So, then we have Hanabrasis,
which
the son of Dawn.
He gets a old face punch for me.
Punch in the face.
We'll put him there.
Yeah. He was definitely a very fun character to introduce.
This is the Digimon form.
Yes.
His evolved.
He is a Dragonborn, actually. So so it kind of worked out really well.
He very much was. He was your typical asshole angel. Thinks he's better than everyone.
Self-righteous.
Thinks that his way is the only good way, and so who cares what you
Yep.
think? We're going to do it this way.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
I'm going to kill you righteously because of this.
Definitely one of those. I think I'm the good guy characters.
Yep.
Then we have Malacrast Greenwood, the other member of the Triad.
Which is also not a good guy.
Order. I think it's no. I wouldn't say Law and Order. I'll have to look it up later. But yeah, Malacrast was the wizard that fought against Zulvric during that final fight.
He can get a punch too.
Yeah,
he was not.
He definitely is a little bit. I mean, as a Greenwood, he kind of automatically. Yeah.
Yep. He did
also,
have
what
a.
are
He did
his
have
legs doing? This is an AI art. This is one that I took from somewhere. But that's
This is how he walks.
Yeah, that is definitely not a.
He's trying to do like a sexy saunter,
but it's not working out too well.
It's not working out.
Then we have Lurian, the Son of Dusk.
Yeah, this is the one that we released.
Yep,
from the beacon.
This was the man inside the beacon. Yeah, which very weird to have a man who is darkness. In
super
an orb
cool.
of light.
This art is
yeah,
That's
I love
awesome.
the art. Yeah. Lurian definitely was supposed to have a bigger place in season 2.
Yeah,
but
he gets an A. He gets an A tier treatment. Yeah, he gets the A tier treatment. Just because he was captured, so by his own brother. What a jerk.
Yep.
Why would a brother ever do that?
Well, the other thing to note is that he might also be responsible for Aneria being broken apart.
That's true.
Yeah.
But we don't know exactly why.
Yeah, because he was arguing with Hanabrassus about bringing their mother, Lunira, through as well, and was trying to pull her through when Hanabrassus was trying to be like, no, we can't. We have to sacrifice her. So
he's essentially a god, right?
He technically
and
he's a demigod.
Is
Hanny, good old Hanabrassus.
Hanabrassus.
Technically, him and Hanabrassus are demigods, which is interesting because both of his parents are gods.
That's right.
But there's something going on there that caused them to be demigods. Specifically, it's probably because a lot of power was used to bring an area into the astral sea or the astral plane.
And that's why Hanabrassus is kind of because
he was kind of a chump. Yes.
Well, he he didn't feel as powerful as he should have been.
Yeah. And then this is Warden Corbin, the warden who kind of was in charge of the party. He had 4 lines, really, but he was an a-hole. So I think you should put him in
the punch.
Yeah, put him in the punch.
Put him in the punch. Okay,
we'll into the punch.
We'll put him in the bottom of the punch.
Getting close to the end now.
Yeah,
I can't believe how many characters there were in season 1.
This is John Broomman.
This is John Broomman.
Or, sorry,
season 1, John.
This
Broomman.
is just the Broom. Whatever his name is.
Broom Johnman.
He's the bestest boy, and because I'm kind of biased for season 2, you'll find out why. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and do that. But
for sure.
But he absolutely, mainly just because he pesters Victor.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
And next up is Brawl, the wizard, the weightlifting wizard.
He's S tier for sure because you brought this character
I don't know.
up.
I kind of would put him in your if you're nasty.
Okay, we'll put him up there.
That kind of
because
he belongs there.
He was such a subversion of what a wizard should be or usually is.
completely on the spot because I came up with the name Potions and Whey. With Whey spelled like W-H-E-Y. And I was like, crap, who runs this? And then Brawl just kind of spun up in my head.
And him and Bolt have become buds, and he definitely keeps trying to arm wrestle Bolt every time.
Yep, absolutely.
Every time.
With his magical magical hands,
his mage hand,
his arcane hands,
his mage hand that flexes and it's got muscles, it's got abs on the inside,
bulging veins. It costs extra magic to make the veins.
Yeah, exactly. He has to do 2 spell slots for it.
Next up is Ignis Saul,
the
mayor of Salsport. Yep. A man who's trying his very best to turn his town into a reputable place to live, and kind of talked with the party, invited them out for lunch.
I'm going to put him in B, just because he's kind of in the... he's a little lower, actually. Yeah. He's below Tess.
Yeah.
We had a few good interactions with him. Victor sold him a broom that he said it was animated, but it wasn't animated. It was the wrong kind.
Actually, I think the way that we worked that out, at least in my headcanon, is a piece of the tower that kept the broom enchanted got carved out and taken to the mansion.
So it can float over the top.
There's a tiny little broom
right.
that sweeps one single square of a
one tile. Yeah, we pulled up a tile.
Yep, a single tile. Then we have you probably don't remember this guy. This
is he the one that Victor fought in the Eight Rings at the end?
No, this is Tarek. He is a hobgoblin who gave Ezra his scroll of redemption in Salsport.
Oh yeah,
he
part of the Tushin stuff.
Mm-hmm, yep, yeah. He is a Tushin master who kind of told Ezra how to redeem himself for his misgivings.
We'll give him like C tier.
Okay,
C tier.
Yep. Yeah. This next one is actually Taka, the apex of the Eight Rings.
And does he have nine tails?
He does have nine tails. Yes,
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the big long was it Masamune sword or something like that?
Yeah,
it's like the 7 foot long sword or whatever. That he uses to float around him. I love his character, but because of how he acted, he's getting a D tier treatment.
Yeah. I understand that.
Yeah.
Preston was the one who sent me this image when we were originally talking about the Eight Rings as this is the man of the prime. Also, you're probably giving him D tier because he cast darkness.
Oh, what a jerk!
Then we have Aventhi, specifically the misshapen dwarf with with like 1,000 different souls trapped inside of him.
You came to me one time, and you gave me his backstory, and I was like, "This is really cool. I really like this," because you tell me about how he came to be where he was, and then he had a piece of the crag.
Yes, right. Actually, no. It's the reverse. Saradon had a piece of the crag.
Yeah.
He had the full body of the crag behind him.
But I thought he was pretty good. We'll put him in B tier.
I definitely should have had him more in the story than he was up to this point. Unfortunately,
okay, we'll put him at the bottom of B tier. How about that?
I feel like I did.
He was a B E G.
Yeah. Yep.
A B.
A behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Big bad guy. Yeah. So it definitely was a little bit lackluster. I thought as far as the character goes, I would have loved to include him more, but I wasn't too comfortable at the time with introducing a bad guy that needed to get away because the party very much was we hunt people to the ends of the earth. At that time. So
well, and we can cut this if you don't want it revealed. But it was one of those. We were near the end of the campaign. There were a couple rumblings of people wanting to step away for family stuff, things like that. And I think it didn't allow you the full amount of time to give him the gravity he needed to be the big bad guy.
It definitely accelerated my plans a little bit.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it was a little bit of a real life kind of messed with the game, which that's just D&D sometimes.
And so, I wanted everybody to experience at least this full complete season 1.
Yeah, for sure.
Next up is
this is the one that fell in love with or got the love dart or whatever.
Yeah,
love
the
potion.
eventual receiver of the love dart. This is Bruna the Black Scar.
Yeah, with her Albert.
Yes.
Albert.
She is a wonderful character that we did not get to meet hardly at all.
I'm going to put her in A tier because I'm going to put her pretty high in A tier because
fun fact, she's running with Eve now.
Yeah. Mainly because of that, but also because it was such a great turn in the fight where Victor threw the dart at her or whatever, and she
full on switched
sides and helped us, and then also she's got Albert Pet. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so. Definitely I wanted to explore her character a little bit more. Again, a lot of the Aventhi stuff got kind of pushed to the side by
very condensed.
Yeah,
very condensed and very not rushed, but pushed in really fast.
Yeah.
So.
And then we've got Ganalan, Gearcracker.
That's right, with his big
his mech suit. Definitely the one that the party fought the most, I think, out of all of them.
This is Callie in the future.
With Bolt's exosuit.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, anyway.
Yeah. I liked the fight. A lot of fun. I'll put him in A tier as well.
You actually, for somebody who didn't even participate in that fight.
That's true. Because I was downstairs containing
the core, which was a great way to keep the greatest treasure.
Because we were on the ship heading towards
Because I was fully ready to destroy the greatest treasure.
Yeah.
In that fight. I literally was.
Is the greatest treasure on here? Is this the...
No.
It's Asbestos Boy.
Treasure. Yeah. it belongs to Asbestos Boy. This is Kushina. This is Victor's mother.
That's right. Oh, that's cool. I love
that. Yeah, I like the little
art stuff.
The current Apex, now that Taka has been defeated.
Yeah.
But it was the prime of the Ruby Wing.
We'll give her S tier treatment.
She's a very fun character in season 2. Mm-hmm. I liked her interactions. Then we have this is Bibble. He is the prime of the Opal Wing.
Yeah, Bestest Boy. Yeah, I love me an axolotl,
Uh-huh.
and I love me a what do we call them? We don't call them
Axolotl.
axolotls. Axolotl, that's
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, very fun. Definitely, this was the inspiration behind the.
He needs two arms,
Axolotl.
two more arms,
Yes,
though, right? Because
he
he is a
definitely
four.
does.
He's definitely a forearm.
Yeah, he is.
Axolotl.
Yep. And then we've got Gerald, the Sky Ray that the party took to after the greatest treasure was too damaged to go anywhere.
He's a bestest boy, faux show.
Yeah, he is. He was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
helped us a lot. And
And
these
then
are
finally-
the giant like those are trees, so
Yeah.
they are massive.
Yep, and birds for scale,
Yes,
obviously.
birds for scale.
Yep. And then finally, Spine Crusher, Bruna's mount, and
We got to give him a best boy treatment
Mhm.
just because
everyone loves an owl bear.
everyone loves and he's a good boy. Yeah.
Yep, that is it. That's like 170 or no 130 something characters.
Hey,
in
I
season
did better
one.
than you thought. I bet.
Yes, actually, you did. You remembered a lot more. I definitely had to like coax you a little bit, but once you knew,
It was always so. Some of them I had like no idea on the names, but I was like, oh yeah, I remember that part of the story, what they did.
Yeah.
I have an ultimate goal of I've got a journal that's like Bolt's journal that I've been weathering, and like it's like a heavy leather book with a lot of pages, and I want to sit down and like go through every episode and just basically take all the lore and everything and write this journal as if Bolt would have written it.
Yeah.
How they would have worded things and like what would have captured their attention so that like, oh hey, there was a really cool like architectural thing that we'll draw here, or one of these creatures,
Buttresses, for example.
yeah, or one of these people had like a really cool looking like mechanical device that they found fascinating. So they're gonna write it down in this book, and I want to do that, and I'm gonna type it all up on the computer, and then I'm going to very carefully, like not calligraphy, but like really
as much as you
nicely
can.
write it out, because I figure if Bolt would be, in my mind, they would be very precise in their stuff. So I want to do this, and this is kind of like give me a little inkling to do this, because it's like there's so many characters that I could be like, oh, we met this person on the road, and here's how they did what they did to help us, and here's some things that we liked about them, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
So
And you could even do like sketches based off these arts too.
Yeah.
Like, that could be cool. But thank you for joining me for a wonderful tier
and
list.
me,
And yeah,
I was here too.
I was thanking you for joining me.
Oh, I thought you were thinking them.
No, but thank you everybody for joining us. This was a lot of fun. The tier list is going to be up public for everybody. I might, like I said, I might edit the images so that they have names on them, so everybody can remember, at least get the name, if not the person. Or you can follow along and do your own tier list and let us know what you thought, because we'd be more than happy to see what your character list looks like.
For all you Patreon watchers, make sure you post your link to the tier list in our Discord Patreon chat, and would love to hear
your opinions.
your opinions. I mean, I know it's a big ask because it's 170 characters, but like go through it with us and write down what you thought of each of these characters and what you did or didn't like
like
about
I said,
them.
use the link, and then you can follow along and put the characters where you want, because it's a public list. Like, this isn't the definitive list. This is your list.
This is just my list. Yep.
And we want to see what everybody thinks.
Okay.
So, but thanks for being a patron. We absolutely love you and can't wait to give you more of this amazing content. I know I want to start working on the Magic set for season 2, which means we get to make more characters and eventually do a tier list for that. But that's all in the future.
Yes.
For now, have a wonderful day, night,
Bye.
evening, time.
Sometime.
Yep.
Time has no meaning.